Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the African Tech Conference, Getting Jobs in the Tech Space. Our first speaker is Agudosi Oluchi, but you can call her the Tech Creative. She will be taking us on the topic of a product manager's guide to remote tech education. Oluchi is a product manager who ignites innovation and has crafted entire product cycles that bring concepts to life. Her superpower lies in creating solutions centered around users, transforming insights into features that amplify sales. Oluchi has also successfully orchestrated 3 impactful brand launches with her incredible skills. Not just that, she's also the founder of digital Olla agency and the tech creator. So this is the person we have with us today. Can we put our hands together virtually for Oluchi as she comes to take us on this topic for the conference? Oluchi, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me be here. It's really an honor. It really is. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you today for joining me to explore this very important concept, a product manager's guide to remote tech education. So I've prepared a slide already, and I'm going to upload it now. We're going to get ready. My name is Oluchi Agudosi, like our host just said, and I'm a junior product manager, a tech creator, and a tech influencer. I've successfully built up 3 brands centered around helping beginners break into tech, using mistakes I made and tips that actually helped me. So we're going to go straight into the slides. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Please just let me know.
It's up now. Can you see it?
Okay, thank you so much. So I have some topics to be covered today. It's not definitely I have just 30 minutes, but it's going to be the best and most valuable 30 minutes you've actually been in. Okay, so the first topic is going to be understanding remote tech education. When I started my tech journey in 2020, during the lockdown, I started with coding, and the first programming language I learned was Java. If there are any programmers here, everybody that they would know that it's a mistake because Java is not beginner friendly. Yeah, exactly. It's not beginner friendly, but I did not know back then because there were very limited resources and information concerning tech concepts like that, concerning guides into tech like that. So it ended up burning me out, and I don't know. I just gave up on coding, on programming as a whole till date. I don't know. I just don't like coding. So that is one of the things that really, motivated me to start my platforms. But that just goes to show that there is a vast number of unlimited resources online on tech today. You just need to recognize and utilize how to use them. So remote tech education is simply a process of learning and teaching tech subjects through online methods instead of the normal traditional classroom settings that we're used to. Okay, and currently now, as of 2023, as at July 2023, there has been a significant rise in the demand for tech education, remote tech education specifically, because of the advancement of digital communications and e-learning platforms, and the need for flexibility in learning. Now, there are so many tech e-learning platforms in Nigeria as a whole, for now, like in Nigeria now specifically, there are so many because a lot of people has recognized the need to educate people in tech, especially remotely, making this opportunity available online has become a crucial need for a lot of people. And it takes very keen mind to recognize that. Now, just like I said earlier on, I experienced a lot of challenges when I started my tech journey because I learned remotely throughout. All my tech education has been online. I learned remotely from the comfort of my home. When I recently graduated, I learned it. I had all my education online. I actually did not have a physical class, and I still recommend remote tech education to my community members till today because it has so many advantages, which I'm going to list now. Number one is its accessibility and its inclusivity. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are, what your geographical location is. It doesn't matter what your background is. If you stay in Abuja or if you're abroad, as long as you have an internet connection, you have a gadget, or a phone, a laptop, whichever gadget you have, you can have access to a very good tech education. That is one of the beauty of remote tech education. You can be in your house and you will upskill yourself in a matter of months, and you can change your life. Another perk of remote tech education is the flexibility and the convenience. My goodness. The flexibility in learning and the convenience of time. Anybody can join, anybody can start learning tech today online, as long as it's online. You can be on your sick bed, you could be recovering, and as long as you have access to a laptop, you can just turn on your laptop and start learning. It doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what your circumstance is. Even if you're a worker, you go to work in the morning, you come back, you freshen up, you sit tight in the evening and open your phone and start your learning. Flexibility of time, convenience of your circumstances. You can just be so comfortable when you are learning, and you will still do so well. Now, another very key advantage to remote tech education is, this is my personal favorite, it is global collaborations. The opportunity to network and to meet people of different background, of different cultural upbringing, of different caliber, bringing you together with different ideals and viewpoints and people's mindsets, just bringing you in contact with something new from all over the world without any stress. That's one of the beauty of remote tech education. So far in my tech career, my tech journey, I have been opportunity to meet a lot of wonderful people. Some in Germany, some in France, some in South Africa, some in Nigeria, all because of remote tech education. Now, just like there are pros, there are definitely cons, which I experienced. And I think one of the most crucial challenges we have with remote tech education is one I actually faced too, and a lot of people face as well, is time management and self-motivation. This is definitely, I know it's number 3 on the list, but it's one of the most crucial challenges that most people face when they go into tech, when they opt for remote tech education. Because you're not in a classroom, you're not with peers physically, you're in your room with your gadget, with your laptop, with your course showing, and you could decide to not learn that day or to not learn for the next 5 days. Why? Because you don't feel motivated, which is why I always advise people, choose discipline over motivation. Always. Now, motivation is key, but it is not what is more important when it especially in tech, when it comes to your tech journey, you're building a tech career, building a life around tech. Motivation isn't really what you need. What you need is discipline. Okay, because motivation is an emotion. You get motivated when you feel motivation. When motivation comes, you feel motivated. But discipline is a habit. Whether you feel it or not, it's there. I'm pretty sure we all have like some habits that we are willing to curb, like biting nails, because it's hard. It's a habit. So it's going to be hard to get rid of that bad habit of biting your nails, which is why you need to practice and master the art of discipline. Because once it becomes a habit, you will scale through. That discipline is going to give rise to consistency, which you need in tech, which is something you need. I struggled with consistency before. I struggled so much. I know how many unfinished courses I have in various e-learning platforms because I wasn't consistent enough. But once I mastered the art of discipline, mastered the art of consistency, it just became so smooth for me. So one of the challenges that most people face with remote tech education is time management and self-motivation. Then there is also the digital divide and the lack of technical prerequisites. What does this mean? This simply means a lot of people do not have access to data connection, good data connection, and technical gadgets. Because let's not forget, this is remote tech education we're talking about. So in order to access this opportunity, you need to be online. And you can't be online without a data connection and without a digital device. So a lot of people cannot afford to have good gadgets, be it a phone, a tablet, a laptop. They cannot afford to have that. And even some areas currently now in Nigeria, some areas, not just Nigeria, I mean Nigeria. So some areas in Nigeria do not have access to data connection at all. Talk more of a good data connection. So that is one. Those are just some of the challenges that we face with remote tech education. There's also quality assurance, which is one that has plagued the tech industry in Nigeria today. And before I go into it, I just want to say that I did a little research on the Help Consult, and you guys are doing amazing. Honestly, you guys are really bridging that gap of inferior quality of tech education in Nigeria, and this is very commendable. So when I mean quality assurance, there are a lot of e-learning platforms, e-learning tech platforms online that offer education that can easily be found if you go to your browser, if you go to your Chrome and you type in what is tech or what is a product manager, who is like this basic information, information on very important concepts. That is what most e-commerce, that is what most tech e-platforms, e-learning platforms offer. And then they charge money for it, and they tell you, okay, this is premium content, this is premium quality, premium quality education we're giving to you. Meanwhile, it's just basic. Okay, they don't have qualified teachers who do not have the basic qualifications to actually teach people these particular concepts. For example, data analytics. You will go to some platforms and you will see the teachers that are taking the data analytics class, they don't even have a mere certification in Power BI, and that is just appalling. So appalling. That is just wrong. So this is one of the big challenges we have with remote tech education, because they offer mediocre education, and then they just put a price tag on it and they give it to people and tell you, oh, this is all you need to thrive in this particular tech field, this is all you need to thrive in this particular tech career, and that is just wrong. So these are some of the challenges we face. The rest are there, but because of time I can't really touch on all of them. So the next thing I want to touch on is the importance of giving quality education as an e-learning platform. It's very important. It is so crucial to give quality education, especially to people who need it, especially to tech beginners. We're talking about tech now. There are definitely in other niches of education, but particularly we're talking about tech because we are in tech. It is very important as an e-learning platform to provide quality education to users who need it. And as a product manager, definitely in everything I do, I will always recognize the role of product management principles, because if you start to derail from the main purpose of starting your e-commerce, your e-learning platform, then that is going to be the beginning of the downfall. Giving quality education is very important. Now, there are principles in which you can link product management into your e-learning platform, which is by doing user research, by prioritizing certain features, by constantly practicing iterative development. This one is very, very important. This is like so very important. Okay, so when we talk of user research, you need to, when building your e-learning platform, definitely you should have your users in mind. Now, as a product manager, I have two key objectives. Now, there are other roles there are other roles that I should fulfill as a product manager, yes, but there are just two key, very important objectives. Number one, I always ensure that my product meets the needs of my users, not their requirements, not their wants, no, their needs. And number two, the product should never derail from the product vision. It's very important. These are like two key objectives that product managers feel. And this is something that I feel a lot of e-learning platforms in tech should. This is a practice they should adopt to be able to deliver quality services to users. So principles like user research, prioritization, iterative development, and user feedback. These four principles are so important because your user research, you need to know what your users want. You need to understand their learning techniques, their preferred learning context, how probably their color preference, because color psychology actually matters when it comes to teaching, because we learn with not just our ears, our eyes. Okay, and the eyes is like the visual camera of the body. So whatever it is we see is permanently registered in the brain. So user research is very important. You need to conduct quality user research when it comes to building your e-learning platforms for your users. Please, if you are I don't know the audience here, if you have a tech e-learning platform, you should always build your platform with your users in mind. You are building it for them, not for you. Do it with them in mind. During my tech journey, I'm not going to mention the platform, but I took one course with this particular platform, and when I applied, I paid to gain access to the classes, the videos, and I just realized that most of what they were teaching me was just things I already knew. Like I just go on ChatGPT and it comes out. Just go to Chrome, type out who's a product manager. Like, everything they were teaching was just basic, mediocre um, teachings, and it's something I can definitely just learn on my own. Go on YouTube and I watch all that. It just broke my heart because I was like, I really need to get certified in this role, but this is what you guys are giving me mediocre content. How exactly am I supposed to do? And they're still in business till today, still repeating the same cycle. So this is why it is very important for you to ensure that you put your users in mind when you're building when you're iterating your e-learning platform in tech. So there are three key ways you can apply these four product management principles into your e-learning platform. Number one, user-centered design, like I said. Ensure that your platform meet the needs of the users. Your content, your teachings, your videos concerning different courses, you should ensure that it is giving value. The value that the users need, that is what it should be giving. That is what it should be giving. One of the ways to ensure that your platform is up to bar with the user-centered design is to conduct user research. Okay, know what your users want. What kind of learning technique would they prefer? What are the best colors that some people may have issues with certain colors, and this could actually help with their learning. Know what their preference is. Make sure you know them in and out by conducting user research with surveys, questionnaires, polls, live session Q&As. These are ways you can know what your users want, and then you incorporate that into your platform, into your services. And then there's iterative development. Iteration is simply the continuous improvement of a concept, an idea, a product, a solution. Keyword being continuous improvement. And how can you incorporate iterative development to your platform? By listening to your users. User-centered. When you listen to your users, they tell you, okay, this is what I would like to see on your platform. Then you put it into your platform. You make sure you continue improving your platform to suit the needs of your users, to ensure that you give them the quality that they need to thrive in the tech world. Then the last is feedback loop. Create opportunities. Create the the avenues for your users to interact with you and to be involved in the development of your platform, because your platform is for them, it's not for you. You will not learn all the courses by yourself. It's for them. So create room for feedback, comment box. Thank you very much, Moses. Always put your users first. Create avenues like comment boxes, group sessions. Then maybe at the end of every class, you tell them how did you, maybe surveys, open questions or closed survey questions. That is the way to get feedback. And if you notice these three key ways to incorporate product management into your platform, they're like in a cycle, because user-centered design, iterative development, feedback loop. When you get your feedback from your users, you iterate your product, and then you make sure it is up to bar with the users, which is user-centered design. So it works hand in hand. This is to ensure that your users get the best, and your platform gets the best as well. Because I may deviate a little here, because one thing I've realized is that most e-learning platforms now, definitely it's a business. Even though you're enriching lives with your services, it is still a business, and one of the key importance of a business is to make profits. But the number one of the golden rule in sales is, to make sales, you build trust. And how do you build trust? By delivering value. If you make your users the backbone of your development as an e-learning platform, you're going to deliver value, and that will bring trust, and that will bring sales. Because not only will they come back to your platform time and time again, they will bring people. That's just how it is. Okay, so when it comes to user-centric design, it is very important to prioritize your users, like I said. Very, very important to prioritize your users. And there are key factors you should look into when it comes to prioritizing your users. There's a demographic, there's behavioral, there's financial, there's transactional. Demographic, are they okay? What demographic of people would be more interested in tech? Currently now, more women are joining tech because there has been an awareness of the deep blank hole of loss of females in tech. So Women are like plunging head first into tech right now. So these are like stats to consider. These are statistics to consider. Prioritizing your users and prioritize getting them involved in the growth and quality of your platform. It is so important to understand their needs and their preferences. Super important. Make use of your user insights. Make use of your user persona. Create user personas and give them characteristics of possible users using feedback from your surveys or your questionnaires from your user insights to create user personas and tailor those experiences to the user's needs, to the user's requirements, to be able to serve them better with your platform. So when it comes to delivering quality education using your e-learning platform, it is important that you put in the work, you invest in very good content creation. I'm not talking of going on Instagram now. I'm talking of your learning, your teaching materials, what you use, the kind of videos you put out to educate. Okay, one very serious issue that we have people have with learning tech online is how easily you can get tired of learning. Okay, not
Hmm.
yeah, how easily you can get tired of learning. How you could be, for example, I could just be, learning on maybe on a platform and maybe I'm learning data analytics on that hell and I just get bored. It happens. It happens a lot and it's normal. Even normally in a classroom, even in secondary school, even in the uni, there's some classes we attend and we just be like, oh God, I want to sleep. I'm so tired. Why? Because it's normal for your brain to get foggy because you're engaging in a monotonous activity. You're just sitting down there, you're learning, a message is being passed across. Sometimes in the same message is being passed across 10 times in a particular video, you're bound to get tired. So ways you can help grab your users' attention and to help them learn better is by incorporating interactive elements. Use multimedia, use animations, games in your learning. Incorporate that in your learning because currently now the human attention span is very short thanks to social media because people are just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So it just gets shorter over time. I think currently now it's 4 seconds. So and that's just for social media. So imagine you're actually learning something as complicated as tech, like maybe programming or C++. You're not sitting down there. Definitely you're bound to get tired. So make learning interactive and fun. Make it captivating, make it enjoyable. You don't necessarily need to give long breaks or something or just incorporate total games. No, just find a way to balance it. Education, entertainment, edutainment. It's very important. What I usually do or what I usually advise tell my community members is when if you learn for 2 hours, you go on YouTube for like 30 minutes and just watch YouTube shorts on what you're learning. Now, not only is that you taking a break from actual learning, but you're entertaining yourself. It's a change of scenery, and you're also learning as well. Within that 30 minutes, you can come back and you just realize you're no longer tired of learning. You want to learn more. So, and I really hope most platforms just incorporate it because it really helps. And when it comes to teaching, personalize the learning experience. Give room for users or the learners to be able to interact with you intimately, not so close, but during the during the teaching session, ask for feedback. Are you guys learning anything? Do you have any questions? Are you confused about something? Have you experienced this before? This kind of personalization in learning really, really helps. It really does. It really helps. Me personally, I did not know I loved learning until I started my tech journey. In secondary school, I'm very reserved. I'm quite reserved. Secondary school, I was a science student, so the chemistry and the physics and the biology. I loved physics. I still love physics till today. But I had issues with the chemistry because my teacher back then was just uh, it was he was good, but he just did not know how to personalize the learning experience, and it made it hard for me to really relate to what he was saying. So try and incorporate personalized learning experience into your services as an e-learning, as a tech e-learning platform. Use real life scenarios because people relate to it better.
Hmm.
People always relate to it if you can relate to it. When you tell them, "Oh, I've gone through this. This is what happened to me. I've gone through this, and this is how I got out of it." People are going to find you much more relatable if you use real life scenarios. Storytelling. Now, sometimes most people cook up stories, but it's a 50-50 though. You can, but just ensure it is touching on a real life scenario that you experience. Because even if you lie about it, most people can tell, and that just throws them off. It just throws them off. Lastly, provide opportunities for feedback. This is so important. When see a be it remote or physical, education education is a community. Education creates a community. Be it physical or virtual, education creates a community. So there should be an avenue or a place in your platform for people or users to feel safe to come to you to relate their issues or to relate their findings, or just to you know feel that community, that connection, that communication bridge. There should be an avenue for that. Okay. So when it comes to I don't know, I think sorry, I don't know how to time myself here, but um when it comes to engagement and interaction, this is very important because there are various strategies to foster engagement. There are various strategies. Like I said earlier on, virtual labs, there's discussion forums, there's peer collaborations, there's live Q&A sessions. The reason why engagement and interaction is very important in remote tech education and e-learning platforms is to create that sense of community. Now, there's a reason why I don't know if you remember when you were in primary school. Anytime you go, anytime like if it's a Monday and you go to school, it's time to go to school. Sometimes you don't want to go to school because it was a weekend and you just want to stay home. But once you get to school, once you hear that closing bell, you be like, no, I don't want to go home, no, because because you love being in school, because you have friends there. You love being in school because of that sense of community. Because you have your friends, maybe probably you had fun in school that day. Maybe you guys did fine arts because a lot of us loved fine art. I loved fine arts in primary school. It was one of my best subjects. I just it was every Wednesdays and I was always looking forward to Wednesdays because it was fun. I got to hang out with my friends. I got to do so many school extracurricular activities because of that community, that sense of community. So education breeds community. And that's the reason why you should invest thoroughly in your content creation and your engagement and interaction to build that community, to make your users feel safe, to make tech beginners feel safe, to make them want to come back every single day to experience that because humans run on emotion. Humans they run on we run on emotion. What am I saying? We run on emotions. Okay, we always want to feel that euphoric feeling, that sense of belonging. So remote tech education, remote tech e-learning platforms rather, sorry, should prioritize engagement and interaction and community building, because that is so key, so paramount in ensuring that your users get the best out of your platform. When we're talking of key metrics for remote tech education, measuring success, how to know if this platform is how to know if this platform is worth coming back to or is worth investing in. This is very important. Now there are definitely key ways, but when I mean measuring success, when I talk about key metrics, it's something we call KPIs in product management, key performance indicators, and these are like key metrics. These are stats, numbers, or ideals that are used to measure the value of an organization or a product or a solution or an idea. It's basically just used to measure it. Measure, okay, is this giving value? Okay, is this worth it? Is this worth investing in? So those are KPIs. And the three main KPIs that most e-learning platforms should prioritize: engagement, completion rates, and feedback loops. I know feedback loop is back from the other slide. That's because it's very important. Now, user engagement. If you are an e-learning platform and people are not engaging with your product, then that is a problem, because these platforms are built for them. It's very important you look into this, you invest in them. Invest in these, because this is what will guarantee continuous delivery of quality from your platform. User engagement. How often does users engage with your platform? How many signups has there been? How many referrals? How well are they navigating your website, your app? How well? Is it for them smooth? Is it the courses understandable, making them come back? Now there's also completion rate, which is the level at which, in this case, the level at which they complete a course. Like I said before, I have so many. I won't say so many. I think like 4 uncompleted courses from 2020, 2021. I'm still going to complete some, but I may not. I don't know. Some I stopped because I chose a different path. Most I stopped because I just got so confused. Your completion rates are so important. How many people this month completed their courses? Okay, those that did not complete, why didn't they? That's when you start putting out surveys. You start going to your users. Okay, tell me. I noticed you send out emails, and we noticed you've not done this. You've not completed this course. Please, why? Is there any way we could help? And then it takes you to the third one, which is feedback loops. They give you feedback, and then you carry that feedback and you take back to your platform and you make it better. You give them what they want and they will come. So when I started tech, like I said before, I did not really know I did not even know that there was something called technology industry. Why? Because it's not something they teach in most Nigerian schools. I did not know about it. I just did so much research. I did so much research. Now, if you're a user here, if you are a tech beginner here, I want to tell you that you should make researching your best friend. It helped me. Make researching your best friend. Make researching your best friend. And always ensure that you are on the right track. Now, there are times where you would not even know if you're on the right track or not, but do your possible best to make sure that you are on the right track. You can do this by research. you do your research. I started with Java. I was when I downloaded this Java app. I came across I actually saw Java first on Facebook. I was just scrolling through Facebook during the lockdown, and I saw it and I was like, oh, this is something to do. Let me do this. And then I, downloaded the app and I started, and sorry, my head won't blow because I did not even understand what I was seeing. Do you get? I did not understand I did not understand anything because it was not beginner friendly and I did not know. And I did not have anybody to tell me, oh, Oluchi, start with Python. Python is better. Java is a little bit more complicated. Start with Python. I did not have anybody to tell me that. Even when I went online, I still did not see the answers that I was looking for. Then I went on YouTube and I started doing so much research back to back. I started watching videos, trying to understand, oh, okay, what exactly is this? That was where I got introduced to technology. And then there's something called the technology industry. I did not know that. Another, before we go into this next slide, um, one very important factor that tech e-learning platforms should look into is creating avenues for users to network, for users to communicate. Because this is a very big issue. It's a very, very serious issue. You need to create a platform or an avenue or an opportunity for users to actually interact with themselves seamlessly without hassle, easily. Even during classes, you need to create quality avenues for users to interact because it's remote, so they're not seeing each other. They only see each other through the screens or through chats. So how are they going to understand the value of networking, which is something they really need in the tech industry? It's so important for tech beginners to learn how to network. So very important. Like I said before, I'm very reserved. So when I got into tech, I just realized that I really need to learn how to network. I need to know how to do it. Me that like stayed on my own, that I like being in my room. I told myself that okay, all you need to learn. So I went on YouTube and I actually typed out how to network. Not in tech, but I just wrote how to network as a beginner. And I started watching videos because that's how important it is. Now, creating avenues for your users to interact with one another there are so many platforms now like Slack, there's ClickUp, WhatsApp too, but there's even Telegram. There are so many platforms that enable people to network. Now, e-commerce and e-learning platforms should incorporate that into their product to allow for relationship building, networking skills to come into play because these are very, very important. Now, there are three takeaways I want users, particularly tech beginners, the students, the users out there to take. This is for tech beginners, this is for students, this is for users. There are three things I want you to take out of this session now. Number one, prioritize discipline over motivation. Like I said before, discipline is a habit. It should be a pattern. It takes time to build. Facts. Everybody knows it. It takes time to build, but it is so worth it. Because if you rely on motivation alone, it comes and it goes. So prioritize discipline over motivation. Secondly, prioritize knowing your learning preference. Know yourself. If you're seriously looking to break into tech, if you want to start a tech career, you need to know who you are. You need to know yourself. I made so many mistakes. I spent so much money. I don't say I wasted time because to me, in tech, no knowledge is a waste and no time is wasted. It's just lessons. But you need to know yourself. Because once you know yourself, you will know your preferences, your what you will know. Question: if someone asks you, what is your preferred learning format, you tell them. What is your preferred learning mode? You tell them. It could be self-paced. It could be that you prefer watching videos over reading scripts. It could also be that you prefer reading scripts over watching videos because you learn faster that way. So once you know yourself, if you know who you are, it's going to be very smooth for you in the tech industry. And lastly, reach out to experts in the tech industry. Do not fail to reach out to professionals. If you need help, if you are drowning in this whirlpool called tech, please reach out your hand and reach out to an expert. You will definitely get answers. Like Dahel Consults now, I like I said, I did my research and they have a vast amount of experts in the industry that you can reach out to. You can even reach out to Mr. David. He's probably one of the most courteous men I've ever met. Our interaction from the day we spoke till now has just been seamless and so enjoyable. It just there's no pressure. So he just gives solutions. They will respond. If you have any issues, if you have confusions, you can reach out to me. I'm going to put up my social media handles in the next slide, and you can reach out to Mr. David, like Miss Regina here. People in that health consult, they are here to help. I did my research and I was really impressed with what I saw. So do not be afraid to reach out to experts in the industry because they know they've been there, they are there already. So if you're going to make any mistakes, they are there to steer you clear from that mistake. Definitely there are some mistakes you make, but the major ones, if you reach out to experts, you are not going to make them because they're going to see it and they're going to point you out and show you, okay, this is instead of doing this, do this instead. And you just see how smooth your journey will be. So thank you so much for listening. I really enjoyed this session. I'm so honored to be here. If you would love to connect with me, my handles and my emails is on the screen. Thank you so much, Dahel, for this opportunity. I'm really looking forward to your questions. I can't wait for your questions. I'm pretty sure there are some.
Yeah. Can we have it for the tech creative? Indeed, you are a tech creative. This has been an amazing session. And you heard what she said, but first of all, let me welcome you again. For those of you that are just joining, welcome. Bienvenue, ekabo, wado, like how people will say. I welcome you in all the languages that I know and don't know. So this is day 2 of the African Tech Conference, and we just heard from Agudosi Oluchi. Just simply call her the tech creative. And so many things has been said, amongst which she mentions choose discipline over motivation, because we are Nigerians, and the truth is that sometimes the motivation dey low, your moral go low. It is the discipline that is going to take you through it. When your morale is low, you just be like, you know what, I need to do this. It's a part of you. With time it will get easy. And yes, she spoke about getting the right place to learn. And Dahel is the one organizing this conference. In Dahel, yeah, we have teacher-based learning. They don't dump videos on you. We have teacher-based learning, which means though it's online, you have teachers that take you through live classes and there are conversations. Everything she spoke about is all encompassing. There we have networking, we have our WhatsApp groups, our Telegram groups, and other groups where we even have a manager that manages it. So another important thing she said that I picked is that you need to know yourself. What is your preference? Ask questions. Don't just jump into something because you see it online that's selling. It might not be something that you don't like. It might not even be beginners friendly, and then you get frustrated and you be like, oh my god, this tech is not for me. Tech is for everybody. Just find your niche. Okay? And you see all those things are intertwined. Tech is a relation. She mentioned KPIs and she said project managers use it, and I was just smiling because as a data analyst, KPI is your language. So well done. Let's have a virtual clap for Oluchi.
Thank
And
you so much.
my name is Regina. Once again, I'm the moderator for day two. Second speaker is already in the house. It's by person. As I'm talking, please take note of her social media handles: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. She's one of the experts she just spoke about. So please get into her DM, connect with her as you're connecting with the rest of
Thank you.
them. So thank you so much, Oluchi. And do
Thank
I have
you.
Cyprian Iwerema in the house? He's going to be taking us on the topic future-proofing remote work, AI,
Before
and the
that,
changing. It's not there.
before
I'm
It's
here.
that,
I'm
can I
here.
have
okay.
Oluchi? Can you let's Olla? I hope I got that correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Oluchi. Just call me Oluchi. Anyone.
So thank you so much for showing up today, and I really appreciate. Even when you were speaking, you needn't need to have said that you are shy. Your voice is calm and has a way of piercing hearts and passing through the right information. I listened to you very attentively, and
Thank
I'm someone that values knowledge and the harbingers of knowledge. You know, anyone that owns, even if it's a little bit of knowledge. A
thank you.
product of mentors. Like I said yesterday during the conference, people want to look at the the end point of okay the tech people are getting money, the nice workspace, the travels, especially if you're a digital nomad. People see me posting pictures here and there, and oh, this guy is enjoying. And I always want to like maybe not just pause for a while and remind these people that there was a time in my life that after my first internship, I had to take 1 week out of the office because my waist. Then I didn't have this. Yeah, then I didn't have this chair. You know, I didn't have this type of chair. You know, as a young guy learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time I stood up, my God, I was bloody tired from
Ah,
coding and doing all kinds of things. People don't want to listen and talk about all that. But I always want to always remind them when you are on a journey to learn, you need to be patient and you need to connect with people who have been there before, which I was very, very happy to get connected to mentors. My mentor, a data analyst, a senior data analyst, he worked with a fintech company in Lagos, Nigeria, years back, and he was earning over 700K. Then he got the global talent visa and then left for the UK. He's a mentor and he keeps sharing some of these things. And when you were even speaking during the presentation today, it was as if you were speaking to me and speaking to the rest of my colleagues. I'm going to make sure that they watch your presentation because I always do tell my when I'm teaching some of the courses I teach. I can teach most of the courses like SQL Server, Tableau. I'm a Power BI developer, Microsoft Excel. But I love teaching
Roche,
Microsoft.
boss.
I love teaching Microsoft Excel because I know the I know the language of beginners, and the language of beginners is storytelling, the ability to connect. Use those of them that say they hate mathematics. I say, okay, come, let's discuss. When you are going to your boyfriend's house, do you calculate the transport or not?
Yes.
And they say, oh, yes. Okay, when you get money from your parents to pay school fees, do you calculate how much is going to be left, like your pocket money? They say, yes. I say, okay, when you are going to the market, do you make a list of the things you are going to buy? They say, yes. I say, you see, sometimes mathematics is not about numbers written down. It's about how you have been able to interpret those numbers in your personal life. So basically speaking, the companies are telling you, you know what, we have so much numbers, we have so many numbers in thousands, in millions, but we are so busy. We just want you to tell us whether these numbers are making sense or not. That's just the truth. as a data analyst, we can't tell you, you know what, these millions of data we have, how can we make sense of it? We don't want to dump them. We have people enrolling for our courses. We have people buying our products. What should we do with this number? So you come and say, you know what? Just like you complain to your boyfriend or your girlfriend that this money I'm giving you is too much. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Right? That's the same thing. The companies are complaining that they are spending so much money on a particular product and they are not seeing any um, return on investment. So you gotta tell them, you know what, you're investing this money wrongly. Look at this data. This is where the money is coming from. Pay attention to it. Sometimes they don't understand the numbers. You show them a picture, and we call it visualization, isn't it? You show them
Yeah,
so
this
that
is
in a few minutes they have an idea if their business is messing up or not. So I paid attention to everything you said, and I appreciate my students, I appreciate my colleagues, I appreciate everyone who have been doing their best to make sure that tech education is not just affordable, which is our language in the health techies, but also quality driven. Every of our trainer, we are not I always use the term, everybody that is teaching in the health tech is not a recent graduate from YouTube. These are people who are actually working in the tech space. Okay.
yeah.
I worked with a remote company in Amsterdam. I worked with a company in the United States. I also work as a consultant for a company in the UK. And of course, I have time to do some of these trainings as a Microsoft certified trainer. So when I'm talking with authority. I'm talking like someone who knows what he's doing and the challenges.
Mm.
And I also want my colleagues to do the same. So if you are a student, I see some questions in the comment section, and you are confused about uh, what technology you want to start with, whether product design, cybersecurity, data analysis, software engineering. Before you go make those research, make a personal research on yourself. Ask yourself, what are my strengths? What am I good at? You can start from there. For instance, some women are very good with colors. Sorry, I'm particular about women. I don't know so much about colors. My own is just green, white, green, or red, yellow, purple. That's all. But some people are so good with colors. They'll tell you, "Oh, I need fuchsia purple. I need Cameroon pepper red. I need, I need,
Oh
Oh my
I
god.
need brick red. I need cotton brown. I need." So they are so particular about that. But as a data analyst, if I get a color from a client, I don't need to think so much about it. I just copy the color code from the internet, put it on my software, and it gives me the exact color, right? But there are people that are naturals. They look at a color and they tell you exactly what that color is. So if you find that you have a strength with identifying colors and you can make sense of those colors, then begin to look at designs, maybe graphic designs, maybe UI UX designs. Begin to go get attracted to technology that makes use of design interface or color interface. Now there's a new section in artificial intelligence that wants to teach train machines to identify colors. You may want to specialize on AI in terms of color engineering. It's something that's coming up, right? Robots are being built to identify colors, right, and to identify even in the medical field, people who are colorblind. You may want to look at your strengths first, and then look at the technologies available, and then go build your strength on that technology. You would blossom. Stop being a prostitute, moving around from one. Uh, Stop being a technology prostitute, moving around from one course to the other, abandoning them, leaving them to the other, and wondering what is going on with your life. Right? Look at yourself. This is how you are. You are a product manager. It means that you are interested in the not just random organization of things, but the systemic organization of things.
Systemic
So you are not strange
organization.
to agile methodologies or scrum methods. You are
Yeah.
not strange to products, right? You fall in love with something. Just like food, right? You want to fall in love with cooking to be able to know
Yeah.
the exact contents or the condiments that make up soup in that sense. So please connect with Ola. Personally, I would love to. I know she's a very expensive, beautiful young lady. Would love to connect with her because I see that the opportunities that we can leverage on our skill in the health techies using all the paradigms and metrics she shared. Would love to connect with her after the conference. This is speaking as a person. I don't know about my colleagues and I don't know about you. So please, she has amazing videos on TikTok. I think it was on TikTok I met you first. I
Mm.
decided to follow you up. I've been researching about you ever since.
Thank
And
you.
then I decided, you know what, before I die, I need to have a conversation with this lady.
Oh my God, you will live long, please.
So thank you for accepting to come up here.
No, I'm so
I
honored
don't
you
know.
asked me, honestly. Thank you.
So there's a question here for you actually from Emmanuel Vitrus. I don't know if you can respond to that.
Okay.
And another one from Paul Jesse.
Okay, so can I answer the questions now?
Oh, sure.
Okay, Emmanuel says, I want to venture into tech. I'm interested in cybersecurity, data analysis, coding. Which do you advise I start first? Wow, all these three. The truth is, um, first of all, in tech, you can be anything you want. Fact, you can. Um, like I said, the key to knowing what tech path to take, Emmanuel, is to know yourself. You need to know yourself. You need to know who you are. You need to know your interests. You need to know your preferences. Because when you know your interests, you're going to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And that is very important when picking a tech career. Me, I did not just pick product management out of the blue. I went into coding, then digital marketing, then graphics design, which I'm certified in, then UX design, then UI design, and then social media management, social media marketing. I went through so much before I finally settled on product management. But since you're a beginner, I would advise that you start with programming, because this is not you picking it. This is not me telling you to pick a career, but starting with programming is going to give you an idea of what tech is really about. And coding is a stepping stone into cybersecurity. Coding is not going to teach you all the skills you need for cybersecurity. Let's just get that clear. But it's just like learning IT. Information technology is like a foundation course that is going to give you the leverage you need when breaking into tech. So I would advise, number one, you look to yourself, know your interests, write out a list of your interests, and then do your research on cybersecurity, on programming. Okay, use your interest to align yourself to either one of those careers. And if you still need further help, you can send me a DM. I will definitely help because time is going. But I hope that answered your question, Emmanuel. I hope that helps. But if you still need further assistance, no problem, you can reach out to me. Okay, Paul Jesse says, how can one change the mindset of friends, mostly females, who think tech is difficult because of the challenges involved, lack of data, no PC, payment of course? Paul, like I always tell people, you need to be the change you want. You need to embody the change that you want to pursue. So changing people's mindset is not something that can be so easy to do. But as long as, especially females are really needed in tech. You need to do some research and educate them on the importance of tech and how on the importance of tech and how to navigate it. Now, people think tech is so complicated because they don't know what it is. People fear what they don't know. People run away from what they don't understand. Once you do your research on tech and you break it down, just what I did when I started was I went online and I just wrote what is tech, what is technology industry. Just go. And that's what I tell my clients to do first before they start booking any calls. I tell you, go and research what the tech industry first, and then you come back and then we can have a conversation. So all you need to do is, number one, educate them on what tech is. But you don't need to sit down and start doing research. I'm going to teach them. Just tell them, research on what technology industry is. It is not complicated. There are just steps. There are guidelines that you should follow, and you should be the change you want. So I hope you're in tech. Paul, I really hope you are in tech to be able to steer them towards the tech direction, because that is just how it works. Okay. The reason why most of even my colleagues from school, the reason why they went into tech was from watching my videos, from seeing me online. Okay, because I was in tech. So you need to be the change that you embody. So I think the 2 minutes for the questions up. I can see the comments. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really honored to be here. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Everyone in the comment section, you guys are amazing. Thank you. I really hope I was able to impact some kind of value here. So I'm gonna sign out. Bye guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oluchi. Thank you so much. Thank you from myself and from every person out there. You've heard from the tech creative. You need to go research, and you heard from Mr. David also. You need to find your niche. What do you like doing? And it's fine to explore. Like she mentioned, she went into digital marketing. She went into so many other things before she settled. So it's fine to explore. Before I settled on wanting to focus on data analysis and data science, I actually did some exploration on UI UX, but thanks be to God, I met Mr. David and I met Dahel. And so that's it. You also need inspiration. Like she spoke up to the person who wants to encourage his friends, his female friends, to get into tech. You have to be in tech first. People have to see you. Like a lot of people around me are currently interested in tech, and I keep pushing them to Dahel. Yes, I'm partial because, like Mr. David said, he has a way with beginners. Okay, it was the way he handled the beginners class that got me interested and hooked, because I was scared. Excel is complicated, but the way he took it and broke it down, and I'm very sure there are so many fantastic tutors out there also that are going to do that for you. But first, you need to get that on. So now we're quickly going to move on to the second speaker. I've seen him in the house, Mr. Cyprian Iwairema. He will be touching on the topic future-proofing, remote work, AI, and the changing landscape of tech jobs. And this person, Mr. Cyprian, is a software and AI model engineer. So for those of you who are interested in AI, I'd advise that you sit tight and get ready for this next session. He's currently a partner at Microsoft for Startup Founders Hub and is the leader developer for Dahel Techies. Cyprian has experience in developing softwares in the edtech, fintech, e-commerce, and custom software solutions for clients both home and abroad.